And welcome to the Ruby Tuesday. My name's Ruben, and this is my review for Netflix's original documentary, The Puppet Master. Let me know in the comments below, have you even heard about this story? But once I'd watched it, my mind was blown. So let's get into it. In this harrowing docuseries, a cruel conman masquerading as a British spy manipulates and steals from his victims, leaving ruined families in his wake. There are 3 episodes, 50 minutes, 30 minutes, 50 minutes. It's like 2 hours solidly, so it's easy to get through, but it's not easy to watch at times. There are some documentaries from Netflix that leave you feeling drained, like bored, and you're just like, that was a really difficult to get through, like season 2 of Tiger King. But there are others that are Oscar worthy nominated or winning the best documentary of that year, like My Octopus Teacher, or ones that are harrowing, that kind of stick in your mind, like the Cat Killer. This is not quite up there, but it was riveting to watch in the most harrowing way. So the way it's put together is you see a storyline spanned out over a number of years. We have this timeline that they show us what's happened with one particular story, then they wrap you back to the past, show you what's happening with that particular story, do recreations, come to the future, to the present, and then they kind of wrap it all up in the middle of like episode 2, and then 3 is kind of the culmination of what has happened. Now, there was a point in this docuseries, I think the middle of the 3rd episode, where I was like, woo! And I wish to God it ended there. And when you watch it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It's not that it ends up being bad, it's just that you wish the story would finish there. Unfortunately, this is real life, and that's often what makes docuseries really interesting. I'm sure you heard that phrase before, that life is often more weird and wacky than like the fantasy stories or the stuff that we can make up. Often life has just weirder stories to tell. I feel like this is one of those stories. It's a story that as you watch, you can't believe that a person could actually do these things. You also are trying to convince yourself that you would never be taken on that ride, like you would never fall for this crap. But then as you see a number of families and people from different walks of life being conned by this conman, you're wondering, can you imagine actually falling for that? They come across as human beings that wouldn't fall for this sort of crap. And I think it is a fear that we have, because you obviously you get sort of telecommunication con people who will con grannies over the phone, and you can sort of understand that if you've lost your mind somewhat, or you don't have all your faculties intact, and people take people like that for granted, nasty people online, or through emails, through telephone calls, they will use people. But this is a physical person that you see day to day, that through the psyche of his, I guess, mentalist abilities, he is able to wear you down to where it almost becomes Stockholm, and they end up being conned by themselves because of his ability. So they're not conning themselves, but he's making it almost to be like their responsibility, their fault. So over like an amount of time of somebody continuously grinding you down, and that's showcased very well in this, I guess, these 3 episodes. It shows you like how traumatic it is for this family, the events that unfold, and also I guess the realization of the turmoil that leaves behind. And you often wonder while you're watching this, like, how can a person actually do this? And you wonder about the human race as a whole, and like, can we just hit the restart button? It's the sort of thing, it's like, this is why we can't have nice things. It's a very interesting, riveting story that's told really well, but might leave you a little bit despondent at the end of it, going, really? I mean, there is a really nice culmination of events, story that you understand, and it comes to a fruition, but it's not necessarily the fruition that you want. And at the end of this, I hope that this brings to light the stuff that happened. I'm trying not to do spoilers, but if you know the story, you know it. Don't, then I guess it will be a revelation to you. But I hope this brings to light those stories that have happened, and maybe will stop it from happening in the future. I don't know. But it does leave some questions at the end between how can this have gone on for so long, and how does it actually happen? Let me know your comments down below what you thought about this. I'm going to give this 4.5 out of 5. I thought it was solidly put together, really interesting in a horrific way, but I enjoyed it as a story. I found it intriguing and just bonkers that this actually happens. Sometimes you think you live in the real world until the real world is shoved in your face and you're like, yeah. Thanks for watching this, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.